to take our last part of the tour here today. This is continuing our live tour of the Star Trek Constitution class sets that are here at this wonderful place. It's a studio. Who would know? You drive by, it looks like a building where they build stuff or whatever, like a commercial building. You walk inside and you're aboard the USS Enterprise, your ship of dreams. At least it was mine. And it's really cool to be here. And we spent all day here, hanging out with the folks here, talking about Star Trek and about everything we love about it. And it's just been a lot of fun. And so I want to finish up this part of the tour now. We will be back tomorrow, and we're going to be doing some different kind of stuff tomorrow, maybe some interviews. And Carlotta and I are going to do some back and forth, so it's going to be kind of fun. We'll be doing all that tomorrow. But this will be our last live tour for today. But we're doing sickbay, and we can't leave out sickbay. If you guys remember the original series, sickbay was probably one of the more used sets beyond the bridge. The bridge, of course, was the most used set. But then, second to that was maybe engineering or the transporter room, sickbay. They were used quite a bit if you think about it. Every episode involved somebody that had some kind of ailment that had to go to sickbay. And so I have a funny feeling that this was probably one of the top 4 or 5 sets that were used back in Desalu. Now, when we take our set tour, this door is towards the back of the set, near where you come in for the tour. When you come here for your tour, you pay your $20 donation. That's all it costs. And you walk in for your tour, and you walk up to the back of what looks like closet doors, and all of a sudden, it opens up, and you're on board. And that's one of the neatest parts of the tour because they do it up like a big reveal. And so that's really cool. And that happens right here. And then this is one of the first rooms you see in the tour. And this again is sick bay. And I'm going to show you around over here. This bed here, these 2 beds here was where most of the time on the show is where they would put something or do something when somebody was sick or somebody had something happen to them. You can probably in your head right now, if you're a Trekkie like me, think of 50 episodes where this room was pretty important. And of course, the bio beds that you see here, they have the up here when they're shooting the shows in here, they can even put TVs up here if they want to make those actually move. That's what they did. Or they can green screen it in post production. It's become a lot easier to do stuff. They keep things in here that are not necessarily supposed to be in the sick bay. But if you give me just a second here to pull my tripod up into position, I'm going to show you guys that this is, if you look over here, those of you who are Trekkies, again, if you were watched the early on when they were on, look at a Romulan ship. Anytime there was a Romulan ship, look what we have here. This is the control console, the round control console that you would see in the Romulan ship. Remember Balance of Terror. Remember Mark Leonard, the guy that played Spock's father, also played the Klingon captain in the first movie, and he played the Romulan captain in Balance of Terror. Same actor, and he's wonderful. And he stood in front of this console while his Centurions stood back here and looked through the the view, these like viewfinders. Again, as I told you in an earlier tour, one of the reasons everybody was always looking in these viewfinders is because whatever they were supposed to see in there, the special effects department didn't have to create. It would just be explained to you what it was. And that's how they did that. Here, this here was used in an episode of Star Trek Continues. It's a great episode. They find an older version of Captain Kirk. That's all I'm going to tell you. They find him in this thing, and you get to see what that's all about if you watch Star Trek Continues. But I'm not going to give you spoilers, so you got to watch it. Star Trek Continues is a great fan production, 11-episode series run. It's basically the 4th and 5th seasons of the original series, and it's really, really cool. All right, so over here, you can see that this kind of production things here, and there's the other side of that. Uh-oh. Yeah, there we go. And over here, we've got the table, and this is, look at the spray bottles there. You see, there was always spray bottles and condiment bottles around the sets where the lab set, which was actually 2 rooms over in the original setup, or in Bones's office or in here, there was always bottles, and they always had brightly colored fluids. I want you to think about something. Look at all the beautiful colors behind me. Everything in this set, my red shirt, the gold shirts that were actually kind of green, and the blue shirts. Why did they use all these colors? Why? Because Star Trek was made in the mid 60s. It was the dawn of color television, and everything had to be brightly colored. They washed the walls of the ship with every color you can imagine. And they did it because they wanted it to be in living color, because they wanted people to buy those color televisions. A lot of people were still watching Star Trek in black and white, and then they would go to work and they would talk to their coworkers, and they were watching it on color TV, on a Zenith or an RCA or whatever kind of TV they were watching at the time. And that's what that's all about. This here was from, I want you guys to look at this now. Look very carefully. What's this from? This is from Exeter Trek, which is a fan series that was done in the era of Christopher Pike. Now, I want you to think about that. It was done in the original Cage spirit about the Christopher Pike era. And if you notice behind me, the snorkels with the communication devices on them, yeah, we're going to take a little travel here through time when I tell you about these, because it's really cool. These things, and any Trekkie knows what these things are. And I got to do this very carefully here. But any Trekkie knows what this thing is, right? You know what that is. There it is. That's the comm that they used in not only the Cage, but in the Cobramite maneuver as well, which was the second pilot. Where did Gene get this idea to build these comm devices that look like this? Why would he? It looks like something from War of the Worlds, for Christ's sake, right? Why would he build something like that? I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because at the 1964, 1965 World's Fair in New York, I believe, I'm trying to think who it was. It was a communications company. It might have been AT&T. They actually came out with one of the first, or I don't quote me on that. I'm not sure what company it was, but they came out with a communication device that looks just like that, except it was huge. It had like a 15-inch CRT monitor in it, okay? And you would actually see a color image of the person you were talking to on the communications device. And at the time, it was revolutionary. It was absolutely revolutionary. Nowadays, not so much. But hey, it was a big deal back then. And so these communications devices were actually, hello guys that are just joining us in the chat room. Hello Peggy, I think it was Peggy. These communication devices out here, they like I said, designed after a design that was seen by Gene Roddenberry at the World's Fair. And let me tell you something else really cool about that 1964-1965 World's Fair. There's a really cool piece of trivia about that. Disney and Gene Roddenberry were both there. And there's a lot of parallels between a lot of things that were done back then. And these were two genius, very creative men that at the time both just happened to be at the same event, where many of these really cool things that were both used on rides and used in Star Trek were being debuted for all of us to see. I just think that's really, really cool. Again, for those of you just joining us, we are live in Kingsland, Georgia. This is the Star Trek Continues studio sets that were used in the fan production Star Trek Continues. And they are here now, called the Neutral Zone Studio. And you can come here and walk around here and visit. The only rules are you can't lay on nothing, you can't climb on nothing. and you can't bring any food and drink in here. But that's pretty much it. They're really great here. They really are open and great, and they let us do whatever we want. They even let us dress up. And this behind me, you see what this is? A Mark II torpedo. I don't think that's the one they buried Spock in. I don't think that's it. No, actually, I know that's not it. Because you know why? Because I'm sure that one blew up when the planet blew up on Regulus, right? All right. So anyway, and this was Exeter Trek. This was one of the first big Star Trek fan productions that were ever made. Was called Exeter Trek, and it was made by these folks right here, and they made their bridge, which this console here comes from. They made their bridge, and I got to tell you, it's really cool. They made their bridge, and it was very realistic as well. I mean, if you look how realistic this is, it's really cool. So I thought that was something really cool to show you. And there's a lot of neat things in here that have to do with different shows. Like that looks like a hatch out of an airplane. I don't. But there's all kinds of stuff where they shoot little scene here, little scene there, and that's kind of how they do that. Let's see. They've got. We're back out here in the main hallway now. It's very quiet here. A lot of people came through earlier, but it's starting to get really quiet now. And you want to, but we're just kind of walking around here and talking. I got my wife Carlotta's around here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where she at. Where would she? Oh, there she is. Hey, Carlotta, what's up?
Hi, baby.
Hey.
See my shirt?
There you go. I want you guys, if you haven't read her shirt yet,
The bra straps.
yeah, you have to read her shirt. And I do believe they don't see it backwards like that. But yes, she is Vulcan in the streets. However, she's Klingon in the sheets. And I have very bad injuries this morning to prove it. But yeah, as long as she doesn't bring her pet Targ, we're okay. Anyway.
Guess what, pig? I got a dribble. I got my own tribs.
There you go. And I told her, don't feed that damn thing. These things are born pregnant. You feed them one time, and next day, they'll wake up in the morning, we'll be suffocated to death in our own hotel room. Tribbles will be coming out the window.
It'll be triple-tastic.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
Yes, it's a tribble. I love my tribs.
Put that down there in the waste thing, and let's just get rid of it.
I don't want to
come on, let's just.
Boy. And yes, my tribble was a boy. I don't do girls.
Tribbles don't have sex. They're born pregnant. They're asexual.
It's my tribble, and it's a him.
Okay, her asexual tribble is a male. In this world, you can be whatever you want to be.
My tribble can be whatever it wants to be.
Oh, well, we're just kind of taking a last little walk here. I hate to shut it
We'll
off.
be coming back tomorrow. Look at that. Look at that, baby.
Yeah. There we are. We're watching ourselves walk down the hallway. Oh, I love it. I love this place. And see the bright colors. Look at that. Those are gels. They're called gels. In photography or filming, you call them gels, where what they would do is the gel filters out all of the colors of light except the one you want, in this case, red.
Baby.
And
Would you, baby? Peggy.
Cue up that Star Trek sex music.
We're in the captain's quarters.
Right.
Yeah. Come follow me.
Let's go on in.
Come here.
Captain Horny Toad lives in here.
Do me, baby. Do me like Kirk does his green chicks. Hey, hi. Isn't he pretty? He's a he too. Everything in here is now a he. Except her.
The funniest
Ship
thing,
is a girl.
you want to tell them what that door is behind you?
You guess, is it the bathroom or is it the closet?
I don't know why in the future they don't just beam your turds out. No?
I'm going to leave so you can
We
go
never
back
saw a bathroom. Did you see a bathroom? We believe that's the bathroom, but we walk up and go like this, and the door, shh, It doesn't open.
It's the whole 3 shells thing.
Oh, 3 shells. You guys got to guess what movie that's from. This is great. This is like set up to be like Captain Kirk's quarters. Look at this. This, Sorry and Brandy. In the show, everybody wanted Sorry and Brandy, um, but this bottle actually was real liquor that you could buy here in the United States, and these bottles became quite popular secondhand because these bottles were used in Star Trek as Sorry and Brandy. Look what I have to deal with. Look what I have to deal with. She's shooting me. She's got it in demo mode. She's shooting me with. Oh, now it's on overload.
I'm gonna
Now
get
it's
you.
now it's. Oh my God, babe, you got the front in demo mode. It's gotta be like that. Try that.
This is why I don't do things like this.
Try that. There you go. There you go. Do you think I would give her a working phaser? Are
But
you
I'm really
kidding
good
me?
with the real ones.
Do you think I would give this chick a working phaser? Oh my God. She's already burned me down 3 times. Now it's on overload again. Let's get the hell out of here, man. I bet it's in the red light. You guys know what episode that's from. Look at the beautiful colors. Again, it was all because the dawn of color television. This show happened during the dawn of color television. What's up, baby?
No.
My chick wears a phaser. That's right. All right. Take a look at this. I'm going to pull this up here so you can see this. This is the Jeffries tube where Mr. Scott used to always have to fix the Enterprise. Is that not cool or what? You don't,
have to not fix the Enterprise.
and they'd have a camera up top there that would look down at him as he was crawling up to fix whatever it was he had to fix. Do you guys know why? A little bit of trivia. Do you know why they call this they call this the Jeffries tube?
Don't you tell them.
Jeffries tube? No, I can tell him this one. The Jeffries tube is called that because Matt Jeffrey is the one that originally designed the basic look-up design of the Enterprise with the nacelles and the primary and secondary hull. That entire look that ended up becoming what they call Federation standard today. It all happened because of that. It's crazy. They named it this one thing on the ship the Jeffries tube. But here's another little piece of trivia. It was never used on air until Next Generation, before someone actually called a Jeffries tube a Jeffries tube. So there you go. And right over here, this is a cool thing because the engineers used to come up and down this ladder. And I think what they used to do is take this part of the set and put it up on a riser. And that way, because we used to see the actors walk down this, they would climb down this. And so that had to be how they did it. They would raise that part of the stage up.
Or cut it.
So that they could crawl, at least get down halfway so they could look like they were walking down under, but anyway. And then in the series, right here, in the Star Trek Continues, they needed a brig. And so they put it right here. This is not normally where the brig would be, next to the engineering door, but it is here. And that's pretty cool. So there's the brig. And of course, the back has a cutout so that the cameraman can stand in there and film from the inside of the brig out. This room here, this is great. This is a picture from when Nichelle Nichols came here to the studio. She actually came here and spent the day and shot a documentary here. And as a matter of fact, Nichelle Nichols, who played Lieutenant Uhura, one of my favorite characters from the original series.
Didn't she also do a scene here with
she shot
Continuum?
She did do a scene with Star Trek Continues, I believe, here
Continuum.
as well. Continues.
But whatever.
The stages and the sets all have the signatures of all the people that have worked on them over the years and helped to keep them up. And the other side has all the signatures of all the people that acted on them. And then there's other places that have all the signatures of the people that are famous that appeared here, that came here and saw the sets. Bill Shatner's been here. George Takei's been here. Lou Ferrigno shot with them here.
John DeLance.
John DeLance. There's so many big stars that shot here. when they
Jimmy's
were doing
son.
it. Chris Jewin, which is Jimmy Doohan's son, was a star on that series. And here we are, guys, the Ship of Dreams. My wife has not sat.
Oh, I did earlier.
Did you sit in the captain when I wasn't here? What a bitch. All right, so I'm just kidding. For those of you trigger happy out there. All right, so here we go. There she is. Ladies and gentlemen, in charge. There she is, right there. You don't want to mess with that.
Want to pet my turtle? I'm losing my phaser.
She's carrying a phaser around just to keep me in line.
Keep him in line. Don't make me blue zap you.
But there she is. She's literally sitting right now. Let me move this over here. She's literally sitting in the captain's chair. I think it's the red button that launches the missile.
Remember when Kirk was sitting here for all his little trips?
Yep.
And I have not sacrificed any fingernails today. Tomorrow may be another trick. So far,
She busted a nail off so low last time it took a week just to get it
this
back
is
out
as
again.
long as it's gotten in a month and a half from when I was here last. And no, that's not my middle finger. I broke that bad boy.
Even
all
if
the
it
way
was,
down
it
the
would
knee.
simply be for demonstration purposes only.
I'm entrusting you with this.
Oh, yeah, I'll no, no.
Don't take time, take too long.
There we go. And now I've disarmed her, so we can go do what we want. I want to show you guys
I
something.
know where the button is, buddy. I know where the button
For those men out there that think that you have the biggest TV, or the biggest anything for that matter, this is a 100-inch TV, or as I call it, a view screen. Ain't that cool? By the way, we're in standard orbit of a Class D type planet, and I don't know. I was going to send her down there, but I found out there was no air down there, so we're not going to do that.
It's 9:05 and 15 seconds according to the clock on the bridge.
There's a shot from the view screen up here. There's the money shot that you're used to seeing right there on TV when the camera in the front that would be directly in front of the captain. That's the shot you would see. And there's my wife sitting there in front of the captain's chair.
I don't like sitting there. I don't feel right. It's like that's not where I need to sit. I'll sit behind. I'll sit up here. I don't like sitting there.
Isn't this cool? They've given us access to it. The last people that came on the tour, they've left already. And yeah, we're just hanging out. When we get done here, it'll be about ready to go home. They're about ready to close it up. Hopefully we'll get a few more people, maybe. Who knows? I met a lot of Star Trek fans today. I met a lot of people today that love this show and this franchise as much as I do.
And when we leave here, ladies and gentlemen, we will be coming back live. We have a little family trivia for you guys that we're going to leave here and go do.
Yes.
You guys are going to be amazed about this.
We're literally leaving here to go
Don't
on
tell 'em.
another adventure that I cannot tell you about, or else I'll get phasered in the gut again. But we're going to be going right down the road about 20 minutes. So maybe in an hour or so, you guys will be going back live again. We'll be doing that on your channel, I think, right, babe? So we'll do something live. One channel or the other, we'll be doing something live. So make sure you subscribe. And we really appreciate you guys out there watching us. But we've been live now most of the day. If you've missed some of our lives today, we did a complete tour of the bridge earlier where I talked about every station. I even talked about some of the episodes and different things. And it's just so amazing to walk on this bridge. I cannot tell you, because here I am. I'm wearing a red shirt walking on the bridge of the Enterprise. If you'd have told me at age 54 I was going to put on a shirt and walk across the bridge of the Enterprise, I'd have told you were crazy. But you get to do that here, and that's what's really amazing about this place. So I'm going to let you go. They're starting to turn the lights out. So it's been fun. They're open tomorrow if you're not that far away. Okay, they're open tomorrow, 10 to 5 or whatever. Come on by. We'd love to meet you.
Donation.
Yeah, there's a donation. It's $20 or more. And, help them out any way you can, because this is a complete nonprofit labor of love. All right, guys, I'm going to let you go so we can shut the lights down and we can put her in dry dock for tonight. and then we'll be back on in the morning to start the systems right back up again. All right, guys, we'll see you later. My name's Ian. I'm here with my wife, Carlotta, and this is Starship Adventures. You guys have a great evening out there. Please don't forget, we're going to be driving into town. Look for another live on one of the other channels or both in the next hour. It has some significance, some historical significance to this show and this area. And we're going to get back to that. Don't go anywhere. My name's Ian. We'll be back. This is the start. I just screwed it up the first time.
You were going to say
Starship Adventures. I told her, I said, it's a new brand, it's a new name, I'm going to screw it up. Starship Adventures. We'll be back. We'll see you guys later. From the bridge of the USS Enterprise, this is Neutral Zone Studios, neutralzonestudios.com. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you just on the next live in about an hour.